guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Jason. Welcome back here with another video today, which is more or less another automotive video, you may say. If you watched those last videos when I did on automotive, you'll know exactly which carport I'm under. So, anyway, before we get into this, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe, stick around, and we will see you throughout this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it and everything else. But yeah, we are here. Mostly I'm recording this today because I didn't have enough time to record any of my other videos, and you know, if I'm going to start spending my time to do this every now and then, might as well record it. At least I'll get a little bit of content out of it, and probably a little bit of pain. But I think you remember this truck from I think you would remember this truck from when I had to do the clutch on it. By the way, that job's done, and the clutch is actually broken in right now, and it's been driving fine since. I know I was supposed to do a drive video for you on that, but see how it drove and everything, but I kind of forgot. I was kind of tired that day, and I just forgot. But you see here, this front end, mostly because we're putting a brand new front end on this thing today. You're probably going, well, it looks fine. Well, you want to put a new front end on it? Mostly because, I don't know if you can see down there, these lights are starting to get a little sun faded and pitted and everything else. Same with the side lights. And the grill, it's getting a new grill. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it's starting to do that little plastic cover, chrome over plastic. It's starting to get that little bubble effect before it starts peeling off, and that stuff right here, if you notice, right here is where you stick your hand in to pop the hood. Wow, that hood's still hot. We just got back not that long ago, so that's still really hot. I need to pop that hood fully and let that air out, because there's a couple other things I'm planning on doing in this video. But you can see there, headlights still look good, but mostly because they're glass and they're semi sort of new. But I don't know if you can see here with the bumper, this thing's actually been in a fender bender a few months back. And you can see the separation here. Trust me, after that fender bender, that was just me after bending it back into position. Because that bumper, let's just say this blinker you see here was facing towards the ground, if that tells you how much this front bumper was twisted. Yeah, you can, if that tells you something. But we're putting a brand new front end on this thing. The bounce bar is staying, but pretty soon I'm planning on repainting it. I'm not going to get to it in this video or anything else, but you can see here where it's been dinged up a couple times, where it's starting to rust. You can see around there where it's starting to rust. In fact, that's not even lined up, because I actually had to tweak this front thing just to line it up, because this entire front corner piece is not lining up at all. So if you see down here where that bounce bar is supposed to line up with the bumper, where the license plate goes, which I've already taken off because it'll be easier, those holes are supposed to line up with each other, and they ain't. So yeah, and I already have everything lubricated and everything. But oh yeah, I also put new floodlights on here shortly after I put a new clutch on this thing. I just didn't record it because that didn't take too long of time. But if we go over here, this is exactly what we're planning on putting on the car. If we can lift up here, then I might need to set you down to pick this thing up, because this is heavy. But yeah, this is the brand new front bumper piece that's actually been bent. The rest of the bumper is fine. It's just this main piece here that's been bent. Pretty much what we're going to do is take off these corner pieces. Since these corner pieces are actually in good shape, I already checked those out, and this bottom piece. In fact, you can see a little bit of separation on this bottom part of the bumper, the grill portion. It's actually separated at the bumper here, is because the bumper's so tweaked that it's actually separated there. But this piece, that's actually in good shape. It's actually still straight. And if I put it back on the new part of the bumper, it'll just be just as straight. But yeah, you can see there. Over here is the new headlight frames. I don't know if you can see there. Yeah, there's the brand new headlight frames. Ooh, nice and shiny, clean for both sides. See if I can get that back in there. And that's the other headlight frame. It looks the same, just for the opposite side. There's the brand new grille. And boy, that looks nice. The front end on this truck is going to literally look brand new. And over here, what the heck? Okay, and over here is the brand new lights that go onto the bumper. I mean, if we're going to replace this, might as well replace out the lights inside with brand new lights, so they won't be nearly as sun faded or pitted. And if you notice, these ain't the amber ones, they're the clear. Honestly, I think it'll just give it a little bit more of a modern touch for this thing. It'll look nicer. These lights also came with brand new amber bulbs, so I didn't have to go and buy new ones. Because I honestly have not been in this car since, in those lights since we've owned it. So I honestly don't know if those are amber bulbs in there or if they're clear. Because they make two separate style of blinker lights for this truck. So, and over here, it's kind of easy to tell. Ooh, I just noticed both these actually have which side they go on, R and L for left and right. That's nice. Over here is brand new side marker lights. Don't know if you can see that too well. Yeah, the brand new side marker lights there. They look so nice, don't they? So clean. Also come with new bulbs. I'm not going to show you the other one because the other one looks literally the same. And over here is actually the most expensive things that we got for the front. Actually, this and the front bumper is roughly around the same price. But over here, yeah, these are the new wiring harness. Not going to worry about that. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But over here, I don't know if you can see what it says. LED headlights. And if we pop this up, get the instructions out of the way, and that. See, brand spanking new LED lights for the front end. And tell you the truth, I am excited for this because it's going to look so good when it's done. Just going to give it more of a modern feel to it. Doesn't feel so old, because if you look at these headlights, by the way, these headlights on this thing aren't that old right now, mostly because I actually replaced the headlights on this thing shortly after we bought the truck, because one of the headlights went out in it. But yeah, you can tell the difference what it'll look like. I mean, those look nice. I mean, they're a little dirty, they need to be wiped off, but yeah, these headlights, and I don't know if anyone knows this, but on this truck, similar like the Chevys or Fords, this entire light is one thing. You have to replace the entire thing out if you have a blown out light bulb, because these are hydrogen lights. They ain't the the light bulbs like you normally get. So yeah, they're halogen lights, you can even see there. But yeah, I think they're going to look better. Not to mention, for both those lights over there, they're like 5 pounds for both of them. And I believe, if I remember right, when I put these on, those were 5 pounds just for one light, because this entire thing's made out of glass. The other one actually has glass lenses too, but the back is thin aluminum. Well, light aluminum, so it's a little bit lighter than the glass, but should be just as strong. But yeah, reason why I'm replacing the entire front end on this thing, because you can see there where the chrome is starting to peel up there. I don't know if you can see back there. You can see it's starting to peel up right there where my finger is, and over there. And if anyone knows what this chrome can do to you if it starts peeling off this plastic, let's honestly just say you'll lose your finger. I'm not kidding, that chrome, when it starts to peel, it's actually very dangerous. It doesn't just look not great, it's actually dangerous. Especially right where it's starting to peel is right where you put your fingers in to lift the hood up, pull the hood latch to lift it up. So it's very dangerous where it is. So while I'm doing that, I decided to put new LED headlights in and a few other things. So that's coming off anyway. Besides that, all has to come off for this over here. Let me move all this out of the way. That's actually a brand new engine fan and shroud. I'll tell you and show you a little bit more about that a little later. But right now, if you can see in here, let's see if I can do this with one hand. Might need to set you down. Let me set you down. Okay, there you are. This is a brand new, yeah, this still has a belt-driven fan. Why are you going, why is it an electric fan here then? Because this is actually the AC fan. This is something we've been needing to replace on the truck for a while now. Yeah, this is actually something that we've been needing to replace on the truck for a while now, is the radiator, the coolant, the AC fan. Because it's been going out for a little while now. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on dealer's choice. You can actually hear the solenoid click on, but not the fan click on sometimes. But let's see if I can show you where it is. I don't know if you can see it. It's right in there. We have to literally take off the entire front end to replace it. You can see the bolts down there. You can see that there. You have to take off the grill. There's a bolt hidden up there behind the grill. There's also a bolt down there hidden by the bumper. And at that point, I think it's just so much easier to take off everything to pull that out, because you actually have to pull it forward anyway to clear that that AC hose right up there that goes into the condenser. So yeah, you can see I already lubricated up the bumper and everything else, so it should be easier to do, but shouldn't be too hard to take that off anyway, because I've already taken the bumper off before to straighten it out, because like I said, these lights were facing down. I actually had to bend the back bracket straighter so I can bring that back up, because those were actually facing towards the ground. That's how bad that front bumper was twisted on the thing. Just say it took a little bit of strength to do that, because this steel bumper is pretty heavy and the brackets that hold it together are pretty strong. But I'm going to get a couple things together. I'm going to take my thumbnail real quick. I'm going to end up taking my thumbnail real quick and get a couple other things together, and then we'll be right back with me disassembling the car. And I honestly don't know if this is going to be a 1 or 2 part video. I really don't know. I'll decide in the future, but honestly you'll probably know just after I know, because there'll either be 1 video drop or 2. So, but yeah, let's get to this. But so we'll see you in a few minutes. My chat. Well, welcome back. I just had to get used to get a couple things done, get my tools and other things moved in the front, so it won't take me too long and everything. So I'm going to get you set up. I'm going for the time lapse here, because it's going to take a while to take off this front bumper. I'm also not going to really mess with that front belt-driven fan yet until this engine bay cools down a little bit more, because it's hot. I mean, this thing's still been sitting for a little over an hour, and the thing still feels like we just barely shut it off. Mostly because I think I know why the newer Toyota 4Runners come with a hood scoop. Because trust me, if you don't have the hood open to drain out a lot of the built-up hot air, this will literally hold the air in, the hot air in, for hours. I mean, literally, on a nice warm day like this, even though it's under 9, you could park this around 2 p.m., literally get into it or back into it about 8 to 10 p.m. It'll still be warm. So yeah, this thing gets hot, and it stays hot for a long period of time. But yeah, I'll probably show you a little bit more about why I have to replace this probably a little later on. everything, but yeah, it feels like the clutch is fine. But yeah, I don't know if you can see down in there, but this is the fan we have to replace. And I'll probably show you why in a minute, but I'm going to get you set up for the time lapse. And it's hot today, and you're going to be in the sun, so I hope my camera doesn't overheat, so I can do this. It's hot today, but I do see some cloud cover in the near distance, so hopefully that's good. But in the sunlight right now, it's like well over 100 degrees. Well over. To tell you the truth, it's probably like, and we're between 103 to 107. So, geez, I really need to shave my beard. I'll probably do that when I have a little bit more time. I haven't had enough time this week. Well, not really shave it, just trim it down. But yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, let's get you set up for the time lapse. Hope my camera doesn't overheat because you'll be in the sun. Because this stupid camera doesn't, you know, get longer distance. I really need to see if I can get a GoPro or something. But yeah, let's set you up for the time lapse, and then we'll be right back once you start seeing that. So let's do it. Yeah, hey, welcome. This is future me talking here, and I know that we're going through here taking off the car, which was kind of a hassle, like trying to take that wiring harness for the new floodlights. But if you notice, you'll see a gap here when the headlights suddenly vanish and everything there. So there's actually a little bit of a gap. While I was taking off the headlights, my camera overheated and shut off, so I kind of had to let it sit for a little while, and I would talk more about that, how my camera overheated, so I let it rest for a little bit, and I took a little bit of break between here and putting in the fan. By the way, I did check out the fan, and it is exact, almost exact for the most part. It does have a little bit more fan blades than the other one and everything else, but everything else is probably pretty much exact. I like the more fans anyway, will keep it cooler. So enough of me going on through here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and everything else, and future me out. Oh yeah, and also before I forget, while we were going through here, if you notice I was struggling with that when the fan did come in. It was the bottom arms that's supposed to bolt in the bolts weren't lining up properly, so I think it was probably dropped or something like that when tried to say something like that. But other than that, the fan does work and everything else, because I did test it afterwards after I got hooked up, because I was definitely not going to put everything, you know, all back together again if the fan didn't work and everything else. But yeah, we're going to get in here to the, you know, taking off the radiator fan, which was not easy at all. Tried to get a screw in
any type of tool in there to get to those bolts. Not easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this everything, and I guess I'm gonna let you watch it, and I might show up again a little later. So see you then.
Hey guys, sorry about that. Welcome back. After that, it's been a few hours later. I mean, literally a few hours later since when I first did it. So it's been like 3 or 4 hours, honestly. I can't even remember. Yeah, it's been taking I've been taking a little bit of time off, a couple breaks, because like I told you, it's hot today, so I had to go inside a couple minutes, get something to drink and cool air for a little bit. Because this is the type of temperature you do not want to be out there for no more than half an hour to maybe an hour at a time, not unless you want to end up in the hospital with heat stroke. So, and when it's weather like this, I recommend stay out of the heat as much as possible. Try to stay in the shade, definitely out of the sunlight. Get enough liquids in you, and just be safe in general, because this stuff's dangerous, even for a very healthy person. So, but anyway, yeah, it's been a couple hours later, and I don't know if you know, there was actually a little bit of a gap in the middle between taking off the bumper and putting on that, is because my camera actually overheated, and I actually took a couple minute break and let my camera cool down and also charge. But if you notice there, it has a brand new fan. Looks good. It actually has more blades than the other one, and yeah, it's all wired in, everything else. And if you, I don't know if you noticed, I had to try to squeeze it out of the way of this AC line and a couple other things. I try to get these down here without those clips being broken, which, tell you the truth, I'm actually surprised I did not break those clips. They're plastic and they're 30 years old, so I'm surprised there. But I have everything zip tied up. I didn't use the other things because I forgot that you kind of had to wire tape those clips on before you actually clipped them on there, which I forgot. So, but I just used zip ties. They'll work just fine. But I don't know if you noticed there, here's the new fan I'm also planning on putting on. If you see there, there's the old one, and you're going, why is there the old one replaced? Well, mostly because if you noticed, if you look at the other ones, one doesn't look like the other. If you can see there, that end's broken off. Mostly probably because when the thing tossed its belt, the thing actually had a problem a while ago tossing belts. I'm pretty sure one of them fell off and smacked on that. There's the fan clutch. That still looks good because I actually put that on recently when I put on this new radiator. Which, tell you the truth, it's plastic. I know I am planning on replacing it with aluminum one because I actually found an aluminum one that fit in here a little bit better. It's a little bit thicker than this one, so I'll probably keep it a little cooler. And everything else, this was just one that I could find on shorthand when I did, because the old one was pretty bad, even though it was, but I still like the original one because it was actually copper core. So you know it was built to last, and don't worry about the antifreeze spill here. If you notice down here, I don't know if you can get that on camera. Don't know if you can actually get on camera. Let me go back and zoom in, maybe that'll help. No, not really, but right here, oh, you can barely see it on camera, but see that little dark spot there? That's actually a little hairline crack. That's actually leaking out of that. It's not leaking out of the hose, because if you notice, the hose is literally brand new. So it's not the hose. Actually replaced it thinking it was the hose, but it's not the hose. It's actually a small hairline crack down there. I found out. That's why it's leaking here. It's not this hose too, because if you notice, that's also brand new. It still has the tag still on and everything else. But yeah, this thing actually had a problem with the harmonic balancer down there. That's why it had a problem throwing belts a little while ago. But it's fixed, and it seems like it's doing real well. And everything else. But yeah, there's the new fan. It looks so much better. It's so much wider than the other one. The other one's yellow because it's so old. The plastic literally started yellowing on it. But if you go over here to the new, here's the new, you know, fan cover, fan shroud, whatever you call it. Here's the old one. I don't know if, but something looks wrong. Can you see it? Because, yeah, something seems low or wrong. Yeah, that actually broken off when I was putting on the new radiator. Because, of course, you have to take this off when you go on the new radiator, and this part actually broke off when I put on the new radiator, so that's actually been broken for a couple years now. Yeah, but they look the same. This one's just very dirty, but yeah, so I'm finally getting that replaced, so it corrects the air a little bit better. It also protects the battery and a couple other things too, so. But yeah, I'm going to get all that slapped on since you saw me take it off, just to save on battery power and on memory, because it's pretty much on the same way in reverse. Just take out those bolts. By the way, I took off the fan itself before I took off the clutch, because if you notice with the fan on, it's such a tight fit to get anything in here to take those off. I should know, because I actually did that the first time when I took this off, because I replaced this clutch when I put a new radiator in the thing. So yeah, and this I am going to fix soon, but I'm wondering if we should wait just a little bit longer, just to have when we have the timing belt done, to replace that, because I have to take this off anyway, because this thing's almost about 20,000 more miles and it's due for a new timing belt, because this actually had one shortly after we bought it. We had a timing belt replaced on it, and it's almost about time for another one. So when we have a new timing belt put on it, maybe we'll have this replaced at the same time, just less labor. Besides, they have to take that off anyway, since they usually replace the water pump when they do a timing belt. So but yeah, I'm going to quickly get out of here, get that done, and then we'll be back later on when putting together mostly the front end. So yeah, I have the new front piece of the bumper that goes down there. Maybe I'll also do that off camera, because it's going to take a while. So we will, I guess on that note, we will see you right when I have all that done. So we'll be right back here very shortly. Hello everybody, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a little while since last time we've talked. It's been at least another hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But yeah, it's time to show you what I've done so far. And I wanted to do this separately, off camera, because I know for a fact how pain in the ass it is to get that bumper back on. But here's the old bumper over here. You can see it's been nicked a couple times, and yeah, it got tweaked. But yeah, you can see the new bumper, and it just looks so good. I had to modify it though, because the dang person that machined it, sorry about that, the dang person that machined the new bumper screwed up on a couple of bolt alignments. I had to literally drill holes where they needed to be, because some holes just didn't line up properly. So whoever did that, honestly, I would probably fire him if that was me, if that was one of my machinists, because you don't do that. You do it right the first time, because you just waste materials and waste time. And also it's a pain in the butt for the customers that get it. But yeah, we're starting to run out of light. Let's see if I can do that. Brand new in there. Probably need to get light. Give me a second. Grab my light. But you can see here, brand new fan, and the shroud is on. Looks so good. And that fan is on, which also looks really good. And if you notice, I took off the new headlight. The old headlights, they didn't look like that. I actually bought a new LED headlight wiring harness for the new LED headlights, so the brand new claps coming out there, and that's what I've been working on. That took a lot of time. In fact, you can see a little bit of the wiring harness coming out of there. In fact, that one right there that's zip tied to the other one, that is also that. And it goes up there, through there, and onto the other side from the back. Don't know if you can see it too well down there, but yeah, it's that one wire. But yeah, it looks good. Looks decent. And it should work. I guess, further ado, I guess it's time to put you in time-lapse mode so I can get this done, since we are running out of light very quickly. Very, very quickly, so I need to put that light somewhere. And yeah, so we'll be right back.
Hey everyone, a future me back. I'm just here to give you a little bit of exclaimer what I'm doing here. If you notice, it's taking longer to put on the driver's side headlights because I was making a wire extension wiring harness to go out that side so I didn't have to take out that light again in the future, because something that these lights have, a feature that these lights have that I never told you or, you know, forgot to, is that these have also built-in daytime running lights and built-in blinkers. So they have a couple extra wires coming out the back, and I made an external lengthened wiring harness to do that, because if you notice with the other side when I was showing you the wiring harness where it was going, it's going through the intake manifold and everything else where the old wiring harness and everything runs, because that runs behind the headlights. So to get to those, otherwise I'd have to take off, you know, take back out the lights or take apart most of that wire intake manifold and all that, and you know, that's just annoying. So but yeah, got that done because everything else. So yeah, I'd like to get that wired up shortly. I didn't get it wired up in this video because I was just running out of light. I would get that done soon. But I hope you guys like me putting on the front bumper and getting the wiring harness and everything else settled up and everything. So enough of this, let's get you back into this, and we'll see you at the end of the video. So I hope you enjoy this. Oh yeah, and also before I 100% go, I just want to apologize for the lighting and everything else. But yeah, I was having a hard time seeing, and I know you guys are not having the best time seeing either, and I do apologize for the lighting and all that. But honestly, I hope you guys stick around through most of this video and everything else. And at the end of this anyway, I'm going to be testing out the lights. Well, I've already tested them out because I would have never put on that front grille fascia without make sure they work, because if they didn't work, I would have been kind of angry about taking off that grille and everything again. So I did already test that off camera. I was going to see if how the lights and everything, if they all still work properly when I turned on the power and all that. So I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe, stick around, and yeah, I'll see you at the very last part of the video. So see you then.
Hey guys, hope you can hear me and see me well. Yeah, it's been a couple days since that video. I'm sorry I didn't get a outro, but it was really dark, and and everything else, never recording too well and everything, and my camera was starting to get hot, overheated, and because of all that time that it was on, so, and everything, so I hope you guys liked the video and everything else so far. I really hope you do, and I hope you enjoyed everything, and I am sorry about a couple other things, but if you noticed at the end there, the lights worked well, and they worked fine. In fact, driving me back home and everything, you could see real well that the lights worked 3 times better than the other ones used to. You could see a lot further of a distance and everything else. They were just seemed so much nicer and everything else than the ones that were on it. So I really like those those new lights. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and everything else so far and all that. So I'm not going to spend too much time here. So I'm going to this last little bit saying I hope you guys like the video. I really do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed everything else so far. And I hope you enjoyed a lot of this automotive content. I'm trying to do a little bit more of that because that's technically the second basis of my channel. Like when I don't have games or whatnot, I like working on cars. Besides, that's my day job anyway for most of the week. So I enjoy doing it, and I hope you guys enjoy everything else so far and all that. And also, before we exit this video, I'm probably going to put on a couple clips from the 4th, since this isn't too far away from that. I've been actually meaning to do a vlog or something else on that, but I don't know what I was going to use it on because there wasn't much talking footage, mostly just clips of shooting off fireworks and a couple other things, and yeah, and all that. So I might put those clips in at the end of this video, and probably clips at a couple other videos. Same with a couple other clips I made so far. Maybe I'll put them as YouTube shorts as well. So I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe, stick around, and I hope you wait for this automotive content and my gaming content and all that. And I have a couple more videos of automotive content planned for I don't know when, but shortly. So I hope you guys stay here for that and everything else. So on that note, we'll get out here. So we will see you right here in the next video, okay? Bye.